Elaine has multiple startup exits as a product leader and now is at Tufts as a director of entrepreneurship and has been teaching disciplined entrepreneurship for a while now.
Thank you, Suraj. Yeah, so I'm very excited to be here and excited to meet you. A little bit more color about me. So I am a serial entrepreneur and recovering roboticist and forever nerd. Just to kind of highlight just my nerdiness, this is one of the products that my teams built. So I was the head of engineering. I had 50 people working for me at Rethink Robotics at Peak. This is Bexa, the first robot that we brought to market, and we put rehabilitative robotics on the map. Now, the company is not a thing anymore. Since you have the book and you read the book, theoretically, this is a discipline. It's a framework that I used to teach with Bill Led for years and years at MIT. And the basic idea is venture, you start with the problem. You start with the market and customer, and then you get into the solution, differentiation, positioning, which is the bulk of what we're going to cover today. And then the rest of it is the small problem of making money. Now, the reason I wanted to jump ahead the theme 5, how do you design and build your product, is that's where we talk about hypothesis testing. And I think that you cannot start early enough in doing hypothesis testing with your customers. So again, we'll just kind of focus on theme 2, and then we'll see how we go. And I really would like to kind of have a little time left over to talk about hypothesis testing. So full life cycle use case. Other people call this the customer journey map. And what it really is, not the life cycle, not the use case that a product manager or a UX designer would define as use case. What it really is how does your customer come up with the idea that they need something, and then go about finding alternatives and finding your products and then acquiring it and everything. So that's what it really means in the book. And I know when I first encountered this, a little bit confused, but it really is about the customer journey map of discovering that they need something, and then kind of acquiring your product, and then hopefully becoming an advocate and champion of your product and promoting it to their friends and family on your behalf. So I'm going to just walk through each step with a real life example that happened not too long ago in my own house. So this is my daughter, Grace. She's, going to college in September. So she's a teenager. She breaks her phone, right? So anybody who's been around teenagers know this is not uncommon. They break their phones. So now they find out that they need something. She needs a new phone. And she goes and talks to her friends to explore options, right? So she's in high school, she's talking to everyone. This one has Android, that one has iPhone. Our family is an Android house. So those are the things that she's thinking about. And then she's on the T-Mobile side, which is where we have our family plan, looking at what's cheap, because we're like, look, you keep breaking your phone. We're not gonna buy you a very expensive phone. So she analyzes the options, talks to us. Now, she is not the economic buyer, right? I am the economic buyer. So she has to negotiate with us which phone to get. And then we get her the phone. And then we put the SIM card in. This is kind of needed a little bit of assistance from us. And then she uses it, gets value, and decides this is a good enough phone. Okay, all right, so we're keeping the phone. We're not returning the phone. And then, when it was time for my husband to buy a new phone, we decided, well, Grace's phone worked for Grace, so it's probably good enough for Anthony too. So we bought one more phone from T-Mobile, which was the same phone. So that's kind of basically what we really mean by full life cycle use case. So I would like everyone, I don't think this needs a breakout room, but I'd like to have everyone take 1 minute and just kind of jot down on a piece of paper, how does your customer think about the first 3 steps, right? In each of your cases, a lot of you are dealing with consumers, so it should be relatively easy.
So we do digital receipts. So we actually have a trouble kind of raising awareness about the wastefulness of like paper receipts and how toxic they are. So we're kind of like, it's hard to kind of realize when the consumer knows that, hey, this is not good, I need another type of option. I need to digitize these receipts. So we're creating a lot of content and hoping like our customers will see that, working a lot with influencers. So hoping they will get the realization that they need to change their habits. And also, I guess like after that, they go to Google and then try different options and maybe trying like free trials, different apps, and then they make the decision.
Yeah, so I think with EPUB is very interesting because you need the infrastructure for them to get the e-receipts. So you need the restaurant side or like the merchant side to actually also shop, right? So you've got like a two-sided, issue to build up, enough momentum on both sides. So I think the finding out they need something might be a pile of receipts on the kitchen table. And your challenge would be, how do you make them aware that it's another way, which is a better way?